Good morning, everybody! Well, I do realize that my last vlogs have been 1, very boring, 2, with me just rambling and saying useless things. So I have decided that for the last part of Vlogmas, things will be happier, will be a little bit more interesting, and I'll actually show you things instead of talking about them. But I have to tell you just one thing really quick. We are going to Tuscany. I haven't mentioned this before because I kind of have a superstition that if I talk about a trip and then it doesn't happen, I don't want to jinx it. So we are going to a beautiful villa in Tuscany, hopefully. We haven't seen it in real life, but it looks quite pretty on Airbnb. And we are going to spend 10 days with our family and friends, and I think it's going to be very, very cool. We'll just go around Tuscany drinking a lot of wine, eating a lot of food, and seeing a lot of beautiful things. And I'll try and show you everything. Hello everyone! We have made it. We're in Tuscany. Christmas Eve has passed. Christmas Day has passed. Now it is the 26th of December and I have not concluded Vlogmas. We have arrived to our destination. I was really afraid because whenever I get an Airbnb that has not been recommended by anyone else, I kind of start thinking the worst and, you know, maybe it's not going to have hot water, maybe it's going to be a mess. This place is gorgeous. If you need a place in Tuscany for 10 people, maybe a house that you can use as a base to explore the region, this is the place. Very reflective of what the region is, with a lot of beautiful antiques, beautiful lighting, deep view. Wait, this is what I see out my bedroom every day. It's just fantastic. So I'll leave it down below. If you ever need a place to stay here. And we're going to do a little bit of exploring the next couple of days, but I just wanted to check in, tell you that I'm alive, tell you that Vlogmas isn't over, even though Christmas is. Maybe we can call this something else. New vlog year, maybe? Should we make that a thing? I don't think it'll turn into a thing, but we can sure try. Let's see how I can navigate the mystery of YouTube along with my family and a road trip. 3 plates that are really, really hard to balance. Well, I feel like I have to say this in every vlog, but I'm sorry, it's been so long. I didn't film a lot because, as I said, I have a lot of family with me everywhere, all of the time. It's impossible to get one moment of privacy. I actually managed to shoot a video in my bedroom, which makes me very proud because I wasn't self-conscious, but every time I heard a noise at the door, I just had to stop, wait for people to do what they had to do, and then get on with it. Let me do a bit of a recap of the last few days, just so you know what I've been up to. We have been doing a lot of visiting and wandering around. I have been to Siena, which is one of my favorite cities in the world. Such a beautiful, special place that not only has the charm of an Italian city and the beauty of the arts, but it's just quaint and special, extremely easy to navigate. Every corner of it has something to see, so I really love that. Yesterday we went to a city called Pistoia, which I thought initially would be kind of a fluke. I got there, everything was kind of industrial, falling apart. But then we went to the little city center where the main churches, cathedrals, etc. And it was just such a charming little place. If you're ever in the Tuscan region, this is a place no one ever told me to go, but here I am giving you that tip. They have, of course, amazing Renaissance medieval architecture, which in Italy is a must, but they also have a lot of little shops, beautifully lit streets, and it's actually, if you are Brazilian, It is a very important city because it's where a monument for the soldiers that fought in World War II is. This beautiful monument that was sort of taken care of by this soldier, this sergeant from the army, who told us a bunch of stories, told us everything that it meant, all of the symbology behind it. It was really, really interesting. Then we went to lunch, and this has been one of the places we've been meaning to try for a long time. It is called Trattoria da Marino. You look at it from the outside and you just think it's going to be a total fluke, but you sit down, you order your meal, and you are just so glad to be alive. I mean, Italians know how to do food. You can tell me that French people cook, you can tell me that Greek people cook. Italians, another level. Then we went to Vinci, which is an even smaller city, which is where Leonardo da Vinci was born. There was nothing to see there. Everyone was in vacation. All the stores were closed, but we did manage to get some beautiful views because it's a higher up city. So if you're ever driving around Tuscany and you want a landscape to take pictures, Vinci is the pretty great spot. And today we are doing a little bit of shopping. We are at the mall, which is an outlet place that has all of the best brands. They have Burberry, they have Aquazzura, they have Etro, they have Versace, Gucci, Prada, Montblanc, Bricks, anything you need. I have to say it's pretty interesting. I personally don't think I'm going to buy anything. The prices are good. You can see like a 30 to 50% margin depending on the brand and depending on the product. If you're a normal customer and you want to find something special and you are in Tuscany with a car, do not buy anything full retail price. Come here because the selection is amazing. The stores are huge, really good as well because it's an open space, so you can walk around breathing the air instead of just being stuck inside a store with a bunch of people you don't know. The merchandise is beautifully displayed. Service is really great as well. Everybody speaks English. There are a lot of international sales assistants as well. So if you are Chinese, if you are French, if you are Brazilian, everybody speaks the languages. So it's a great spot, and it is located within the Florentine Hills. So no excuses not to come. Now I think we're going to wrap up our little shopping session, and we are going to go to Florence for some lunch and walk around town. And my hair is doing crazy things. See you then. After trying to find a spot for 45 minutes, we are in Florence. And of course, after all of the stress, the only thing that could switch my mood right now is a Harris Bar Martini. Will they be open? Will we make it? I'll let you know. And we are back in Milan, everyone. As usual, the transitions on the vlogging are not the best, but we did enjoy our trip very, very much. On the last evening, which was the 31st of December, we went to my favorite restaurant in the region, La Ceca. I've taken you there before. I spent my birthday there and we just had a feast. We had about 7 courses, a lot of champagne, wine, celebration was amazing. But for some reason, and this had been something that had been happening to a lot of people in the house, I started feeling a little under the weather. It was one by one, we started falling, and by the end of the trip, I was so proud of myself because I thought, I'm not gonna get sick. I have the best immune system of all. And then I got sick on New Year's. And a few days have passed. You can see by my voice, or hear by my voice, that I am still in recovery. I had to take a few days off. I'm really glad that I was on vacation, so I managed to really do nothing. But the downside is that I never got to conclude Vlogmas. And that seems to be a running theme here. So I thought that I would just record this little short video to say Happy New Year. Hopefully you will be able to make all of your dreams happen in this 2023. And I also realized that I did not answer the questions that you guys left me on my Instagram, which is very impolite of me because it took the time to ask and I didn't take the time to answer. We're gonna do that today. Fiodoro asks, what do you enjoy about living in Italy/Europe, and what do you miss most about Brazil? About Brazil, what I miss most is family and friends. That is 100% what I feel that has not been kind of a void that was completed here in Europe. Of course, when you start to grow a little bit older, you mature, making friends is not as easy and you'll get kind of picky. And not saying that I haven't made friends here, I have, and I've met some really lovely people, but you know, just having that feeling of knowing someone your whole life and feeling at home is something that I miss, but not enough to move back because the positives are so many. I mean, living in Europe is a great experience, I think, for any human to understand more about themselves and about the world and history and how our civilization has managed to accomplish so much. I think the culture, the food, the behavior, the way people dress, the way people talk, the way they deal with problems differently is so interesting, especially here in Europe, because they have such a long background of history to sort of fall back on, which I think is very interesting. Of course, there are things from Europe, just as in any other country, in any other region of the world, that kind of is not very attractive to me, but I mean, that's going to happen anyway. So I guess it's just about making the most of where you are and appreciating the good things. And there are a lot of really good things here. They also asked to see more of my daily life and my personal insights on the fashion industry. On my personal insights on the fashion industry, I'll leave a video that I made about this in the beginning of my channel, so excuse me if I'm even more awkward on that video than I am on this one, but I talk about my experience, what I think it's useful if you are getting into fashion, and what to expect, things that might be misconceptions, things that are actually true, so do check it out. In regards to seeing more of my daily life, you can see that I'm not very good at this. Guys, vlogging is so hard. So hard. I felt like I was living a double life this whole trip, and I'm not doing anything wrong, and I really love doing this, and I feel silly just saying it and looking back at all of the times that I could have filmed and didn't. But it's so overwhelming and so weird to pull out a camera when you're experiencing things with other people next to you. I think I got a lot better at vlogging among strangers. I don't really care that much. But when, I've said this before, when it's people you know, it's just, I didn't want to make it into a whole thing. I didn't want it to have people asking questions and watching the videos in front of me and asking me what I'm doing. I didn't want to make people uncomfortable because a lot of them don't want to be online, and I totally get that. So about seeing more of my daily life, I'll try. This is something I want to do this year. I'll try to be better at it. I'll just get that chip off my shoulder, but it's a whole process of self-discovery and self-confidence, and it's going to take a little bit of time. Have patience. One of my favorite followers ever, Prata, asked me if I have any Christmas traditions that I am planning to follow or revive. In this case, that I have followed in this Christmas that just passed. I do have one that I really like, which is preparing the house in the right time. I think that each year Christmas arrives earlier, and that sort of drains a bit of its magic away. I think Christmas is special because it is a limited time, because it is a moment in the year that we are putting our nice hats on and we're trying to be extra gentle and caring and loving, and all of the decorations, presents, all that euphoria with the Christmas carols and the beautiful lights. I think that what makes Christmas special, it's also the fact that it's not here all year round. So I really try to be very disciplined about when I put up decorations, which is the day after Thanksgiving, and I take them out on December 6th, which is Epiphany, and it's the day that you just wrap up Christmas, accept that it's over, and just wait for the next one. Something else that I love doing in Christmas, something that I wish I could have done this year, but everything was so frantic that I didn't have time. Given that our families live in 3 different countries, Brazil, Portugal, and Italy, it is very hard to feel like Christmas is a united thing, and this year, thank God we managed to do it. We got ourselves into a house and spent a lot of time together. But I guess something that you could do if you live apart from your family and you want to feel close to them, or you want to remember them, feel like they're partly with you, is buying a Christmas ornament for the Christmas tree and having something that is similar for every household, and every year you kind of grow that collection as a family so that the tree is its own, because you're not buying the exact same ornament, but it's coordinated, so it's almost like you're sharing in that decorating of the Christmas tree. So that's something that is a lovely tradition that I did, I think, 2 years in a row, and this year I forgot about. Not very Christmas spirity, but in 2023 I will definitely pick it up. Gar0204 asks me favorite coats and favorite lip products. Favorite coats are the ones that I get from InTrend. I talk about them all of the time, and whenever people come to visit me in Milan, because they do have a store here, they are just amazed at the quality versus price relation because it's so good. It's an outlet by the Max Mara group, so you're getting those beautiful wools, that cashmere, that drap, and you end up with a very great looking coat for not so much. I'll leave them the link down below because they do have a US store. I think I said this in my last vlog, so it's just a Groundhog Day here. And favorite lip products, I love Kiko Milano lip products. They are so underrated, nobody talks about them, but the quality, the fact that it's basically all made in Italy, and if you know anything about cosmetic industry, makeup products that are done in Italy are very high quality, and the price, you just cannot compete. I have tried from other brands, I have tried very high-end brands and very affordable brands, and I think Kiko is the best bang for your buck. They have amazing color range, a lot of finishes, lasting, comfortable, packaging is on point, high quality. Get yourself a few products from Kiko, you will not regret it. Leo asks, how young are you? I am 33 years young. And I do feel this year that I have matured a lot, which makes no sense. I feel 33 finally. I always get that feeling sometimes that I'm still 20 and that life is just ahead of me. But I guess it's time to start making some big decisions. So 33 going on 34 in October this year. She also asks if I speak Romanian. No, not a word. If I've ever been to Romania, not yet, but it's something that I'm planning to do with my family because I think it would be a very meaningful trip for us, even though we're not sure if we come from Romania, Moldavia, Ukraine. It's a bit blurry, our family background. But many of you told me that my name is very Ukrainian, but my name has been changed once my grandfather came to Brazil. So it's not even my original name. I don't know, guys. Maybe I should do a 23andMe and find a few relatives to help me out in this department. She also asked me what are my top 3 favorite self-development books. I'm not really big into self-development books. I have tried in the past, but it's never really been my thing. I have read The Secret, which apparently is very popular among influencers. I'm not really big on that philosophy. I think even though it does help you stay motivated and understand your role in your own happiness and personal responsibility and how much a human being can accomplish just by having the will power to do it, I also think it misses something philosophically for me. And I'm not going to get into that debate because everybody believes what everybody wants to believe, but I don't think I am that self-sufficient. Something that I do for self-development, you could say, I try to do prayers every day. I use an app called Hello, which to me is amazing because it is structured like a meditation app, but it has a lot of more theological, interesting content if that's something that you're looking for, and it's beautifully made, really easy to use. I love it. That really helps. So I do think that meditating, reading about something that will sort of put you in a higher mind space and sort of get out of yourself, if you will, kind of look at things with a different perspective, that is very, very useful. Do you ever feel stressed? Of course. I feel stressed and anxious. It's something that I really want to be better at. It's something that I've gotten worse at as I grew a little bit older. I think the weight of responsibility makes us behave in ways that we know are wrong. So kind of being a little bit of, I'm not explosive, I'm not like a crazy person, but I know that I can do better. And the way that I deal with it is by trying to see things into the right perspective, which is something that my husband really helps me to do. And I also try to learn from my mistakes so that the stress doesn't happen again, because I do think that a lot of stress comes from being unprepared. So I really try to be as prepared as possible. And then Abby asks, what is your favorite old Hollywood movie? I cannot answer this question. I cannot. Just to give you an idea, my favorite movie from when I was a child, so we're talking 3 years old until I was basically 18, was The Wizard of Oz. The original Judy Garland Wizard of Oz. So as a toddler, I was watching a movie from the 40s, the 30s, from 1939. So yeah, we can say that I am a big old Hollywood fan. I love Hitchcock movies, I love Billy Wilder movies, I love Vincente Minnelli movies, I love Gone with the Wind, I love Breakfast at Tiffany's, I love Sabrina so much. I really like the Fellini movies as well, so those I think are still considered old Hollywood, even though it's Italian cinema, kind of a little bit more experimental. I love Casablanca. I still really love The Wizard of Oz. I am a huge fan of musicals in general. An American in Paris, Dancing in the Rain. You want to make me happy? Just show me an old Hollywood movie. It makes my day. Thank you all so much for sending in the questions, for the interest that you showed. I don't think anyone is that interested in me, but you know, I needed content to film this video since I was so sick. So thank you. As I said before, hopefully this year will bring you everything you deserve tenfold, and I expect to be a better YouTuber this year. And this is something that I said last year. I think I managed to improve a little bit, but I want to get even better. So I'll try even harder and get even more stressed and even more anxious, and my husband will have to bring me back to earth even more often. But thank you guys so much for watching. I have a lot of fun doing this and I really appreciate you guys being here, and we will see each other again next time, hopefully with better vlogging. Bye bye.